Hey friends, Jedi Rich here. You know, I'm gonna get this, they have these clamps with little lights on them. I'm gonna get one of those so it's a little brighter when I'm talking, when I'm walking at night. Because I do a lot of walking at night. So hey, this is the first fall weekend in Manhattan in 2021 since the shutdown. And it is really just kind of popping off. It's like as soon as the sun kind of goes around that equinox, the angle creates, it just instantly gets cooler here. So the humidity goes away and everybody starts going back outside again and people start kind of getting more active. So that's what we got right now. So I'm in the Hell's Kitchen area of Manhattan right now. Hell's Kitchen is just outside of Times Square. And it's kind of noted with a lot of cute little shops. You get a lot of little bars, like get a lot of restaurants like this, and it's kind of a little neighborhoody sort of feel. Let me see if there's something wrong with my lens here. Hold on guys. I think there might have been something on my lens. So, this is the Blue Bar here, the Blue Road, kind of a local watering hole. And then down below there, that's where they do all their, what do you call it? That's where they store all their liquor and stuff. That's the storeroom in Manhattan, because you know real estate's real small, so they don't have their storerooms in the back like a lot of restaurants like in suburban areas. So look at these guys going at it. It's a city of love, man. You know, it's like people are just enjoying themselves. You know, it's like everyone's starting to come back together. People are tired of, I guess, you know, you can only really keep people away from each other for so long. You know. Humans are going to want to interact again. It doesn't matter how much media you tell people to stay home, what you tell them, what fear you do. But like in New York City, you can only keep people away from each other for so long. And I'm just telling you what I observe. I don't have an opinion either way. I'm old, I don't care. I don't even go to bars, I don't go to restaurants, so it doesn't matter to me. I'd like to go to a couple shows, but you know, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna go get vaccinated just to do that, and it's not like I'm not gonna get vaccinated either. It's one of those things that, well, let's put it this way: I'm healthy, and I'm not afraid of a virus. So that's just me. Why am I talking about that shit? I hate fucking talking about this stuff. Every time I turn on the news, I guess the thing is, it's just that everywhere you look, everyone's talking about. You know, more shutdowns, more mandates and whatnot. I don't know how much more of that they can do. You know, I mean, every 100 years or so, they come up with a major world epidemic to shut things down. So, but that's not what this blog is about. What this blog is about me, about what I'm doing. And 20 years ago, I was in New York City and I was working in Manhattan for a bank. Well, it wasn't a bank. What we did is we actually sold to banks. We were the bank to the banks. So that's what I did, and then I got real depressed. You know, I got real down after 9/11. It was slow, and it's like I'm only talking about it now because I'm coming out of it. You know, when you're in the midst of depression, you don't actually know you're in depression. At least I didn't. I had 3 doctors trying to convince me that I was depressed, and I wouldn't accept it. I was like, no, just give me some pills or tell me what I need to do so I stop feeling like this, man. I got to get back to where I was at. And no matter what they gave me, no matter what they told me to do, no matter what I followed their advice to a T, everything I did just made me more and more depressed. Eventually I stopped seeing the doctors, of course, because I ran out of money. They're expensive, especially in New York. At one point I had 2 doctors at the same time. One was a psychotherapist, the other was a psychiatrist. Those are 2 different methods of practice. And I learned all this. I mean, I spent a long time trying to figure out like why I was so down, what was causing me to feel the way I was feeling. And I couldn't figure it out. And I still can't tell you what, like there's not like one thing, and that's the thing about depression. It's not situational, you know? So I'm still getting used to my new joystick here on my Osmos. That's why I'm kind of... It goes the opposite direction I want it to, kind of. So yeah, so it's situational. It's not situational, I should say. And for me, what happened is that I just kind of got bummed out. I checked out. I got scared, and then I moved away. And a lot of it, you know, honestly, I can blame really no one. You know, it was just a situational thing. And I'm glad the way it happened, because I had a lot of things I had to work out. You know, I had a lot of things that I hadn't resolved as a human yet. I mean, I'd figured out how to make money. I figured out how to do that. I was very successful. And I'd moved around, I relocated a lot, but I never, ever took the time to learn how to deal with some of my own personal issues. Some of those were like, you know, relationship stuff and friends and things like that. So when I got real depressed and down, or things got tough here in New York City, you know, I didn't have any friends. And I never thought I really needed friends or family. And I still didn't. I still don't. But I'll tell you what, if I had friends and family, it would have saved me about 20 years of time of learning all the stuff I had to learn. But then I would have missed learning all the stuff that I learned. So, I mean, it's not like one way is better than another, because it'd be real nice to have friends and family and not have to do the stuff that I did for 20 years. You know, not have to go through all that shit. But because I did, and it didn't kill me, and I'm here to talk about it, well, now I'm kind of glad. It's like, yeah, man, it would have been really nice if I didn't have to climb up over the mountain. It would have been nice if somebody gave me a ride and they drove me over the mountain. But unfortunately, no one gave me a ride. So I had to climb over the mountain. But now that I climbed over the mountain, I'm kind of glad I did, because, well, I'm stronger, I'm better, I'm smarter than if I would have taken a free ride over the mountain. But surely I would have appreciated a ride at the time, but no one offered me one. In fact, they declined me when I asked them. So I hoofed it. I woofed it. Yeah, I woofed it too. But I hoofed it. I hoofed it up and over the mountain. Now, what mountain are we talking about? Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone's got their own mountain. Everyone's got their own metaphor. Everyone's got their own deal they're dealing with. And if you haven't, well, you're kind of going through life at arm's length. You're not really digging into what life is about yet. So that's kind of one of the things that I like to talk about. You know, we talk about, you know, my dad would always talk about, like, oh, you need more experience before you do certain things. You know, I was always wanting to be like the president, like early, young, day one. He was like, well, you need the experience. And I thought he was talking about, like, I needed to know certain things. So I studied and learned. I said, you know, I'm learning as fast as I can, everything to get, you know, in lieu of my experience. And now what I realized, what he meant by experience was not like, okay, you know, you write experience on your resume and you say, oh, look at all this experience I had and look at all these things I've done. That's part of it. But when we really are talking about experience, what we mean is how many times have you fucked up? Right? That's experience, because that's something that, as well, let's just say if I'm an employer, right, and if I'm looking for someone that has experience, someone who's fucked up a lot, right, probably knows what not to do more than a person who's never made a mistake. never taken a chance. It's better to know what happens to a person when they fall down than it is to never know. So if you have a person that has a perfect resume that's never fallen down, never had made a mistake, never had any issues, never had any experience, so to speak. So great, you hire them, you got them on board, you're 2 years into this deal, and then something happens in their life, an experience. We don't know how they're gonna react to that. Because they've never had that experience of loss, they've never had that experience of disappointment or whatever it is, so we don't know how they'll react to that. But with me, and with someone with the experience, well, we pretty much know that I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do now because I have experience. I've fallen off the horse and I've gotten back up enough times to know that there's pretty much, you know, it's pretty predictable that I'll just definitely, what's going on here? Everyone just doing their things. It's a busy night in Manhattan. So what I'm doing is, I'm doing a lot of practice resumes, practice interviews, because I haven't really been talking to people for 10 years. I mean, I left Oregon in 2011, 2012, or something like that. 2013, 2012. And moved to Panama with my wife, and we weren't gonna come back. We were very suicidal. You know, I mean, I only laugh about it now because it's just funny. It's just funny. It's funny because we're on the other side of it. It's funny thinking like you know, you can go through something like that. And today, there's a lot of people who also are suicidal, who also feel the same way that we used to feel. So I recognize that a lot. I recognize it a lot online. I recognize it a lot on the internet. I have a lot of haters, a lot of people that could love to come on here and poke fun at me. Well, I'm really easy to poke fun at because I put everything out there, especially my mistakes. So, as I said, it's called experience. So I don't mind throwing something out there and making a mistake, especially on the internet. I give a shit. It's not my job to be a newscaster. It's not my job to do anything. So I will say whatever it is that I think or feel. And if I'm wrong, you know, everyone corrects me. And that's just how it goes. You know, everyone likes to prove. And the thing is, 99% of the time, I'm not wrong. I'm right. They just love. People love being right on the internet. People love correcting people. So sometimes you intentionally be wrong just because, well, if you've never, you know, it's one of those things you have to kind of, just a gorgeous night in Manhattan tonight, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. You know, this channel is all about like just bouncing around different places, sharing ideas about health, sharing ideas, our experiences. You know, what you're witnessing is like I was very, very depressed. You know, and now I'm getting out of it. And don't laugh at my hair right now. I just kind of, we'll bring it down maybe. Maybe we'll do it this way. But then I don't want to look too much like. You see what I'm saying? Right now I'm having a bad hair day, I think they call this. So yeah. So what was I talking about? I forget. Oh yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. And this channel is just about, you know, about our lives, about my life. And you can watch, you know, you can definitely, and I've changed a lot. Just my hair, for example. That's one example. But the reason why I use the social media channels is you know, I didn't start it to get views. I mean, if you look at my very first videos, I think I'm in my underwear, playing a guitar. Like, I think I was just doing it just for an experiment. I wasn't doing this to get a bunch of views on from Raider Nation or any of that stuff. But hey, thank you for the views, Raider Nation, and all that. Appreciate it. All right, getting close to Times Square here. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna do a quick little, I'm gonna do a job interview somewhere. Let's walk around, let's check out what we got. Let's check out what we got in Times Square. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe. I really enjoyed it. It was a great conversation. Let's catch up again next week.